Good morning. Today again I am here to with a new topic. Very important topic I am going to discuss today for your coming NEET and JEE Mains perspective. One question, normally it has been seen that based upon the isomers, always it is asked, they will give a molecular formula and they will ask total number of possible isomers. Sometimes question can be asked to find out total number of structural isomers. Sometimes it can be asked to find out total number of all possible isomers. If it is all possible isomers, it means structural as well as stereoisomers. This kind of question is a very common, particularly in case of JEE Mains, numerical based questions. It is a very important questions. They have a very they can prepare a question based upon that particular concept easily for the numerical based questions in JEE Mains. Today I am going to explain few tricks to calculate the total number of structural isomers from a given molecular formula. Regarding total number of all possible isomers, that means including stereoisomers, I will be discussing in the next video. Today let's see how to calculate total number of structural isomers if the molecular formula is given. Here I have taken few examples. C4H8O, C5H10O, C5H13N. This kind of formula will be given. They may ask you how many isomers possible for aldehydes or how many isomers possible for ketones, or they may ask total number of possible structural isomers for this particular formula. Similarly, they can give a formula like that, C5H13N. Question can be asked total number of primary amine possible for the given formula, or they can be asked total number of possible secondary amines, or sometimes they can ask total number of possible tertiary amines, or they may ask total number of possible isomers for this given particular formula, including primary, secondary as well as tertiary amines. You can see, if I take these examples, C5H13N, here I have drawn only the primary amines. How many structure I have drawn? 8 structure. Similarly, I need to draw a structure for the secondary amines. I need to draw the structure for the tertiary amines. You can imagine how much time it will require to draw all the structure. Only for primary amines I have drawn 8 structure. I need to draw for secondary amines. I need to draw for the tertiary amines. Then I need to count. We can solve, of course, this particular questions by drawing each and every structure. We can solve. I am not denying that. But you can imagine how much time we need to devote for that. Do you have that much time? Surely not. In NEET, one question for 1 minute time. In JEE Mains, one questions, maybe maximum you can afford 2.5 minutes, not more than that. But what do you think? To draw this 8 structure, you need to think and draw. Even there is a chance that you may miss or skip some structure. Then you have spent your time, you have lost your marks. That we cannot afford. Therefore, I am going to give you some tricks without drawing the structure, how we can find out the total possible isomers, structural isomers for a given particular molecular formula. Few things you should keep in mind. Few things we should keep in mind. What are the things we should keep in mind? I am going to explain that. Suppose first of all, for the given particular formula, we need to identify what kind of molecule it is. What kind of molecule it is. Suppose the given formula follows the pattern this CN H twice N plus 2. I can say this compound is alkane. If the given formula is given CnH twice N, I can see it is alkene. If given formula is CnH twice N, it follows minus 2, I can see it is alkyne. Alkyne. If the given formula is like that, CnH twice N plus 2O, then this compound either can be alcohol or can be ether. If the given formula is CnH twice N O, this can be either aldehyde or ketone. If the given formula is CnH twice N O2, this can be your carboxylic acid or ester. If the given formula is CnH twice N plus 3N, this will be your amines. First of all, we need to check what kind of compounds it is. We can identify with the general formula. This formula you see C4H8O. C4H8O belongs to this category. Belongs to this category. Either it can be aldehydes or it can be ketones. If I take this particular formula, it satisfies this category CnH twice N plus 3N. It is amines. First of all, I need to identify the possible functional groups present in the given molecular formula. We can do that using the general formula. After finding the type of the compound, what kind of compound it is? Is it alkane or alkynes, or aldehydes, ketones or alcohols, ether or phenol? After finding that, suppose we discuss this particular case. This particular case, this case belongs to aldehyde or ketones. Therefore, once type of the compound is identified, this compound can be aldehydes or ketones. I can write this like that. C3, I can write this C3H7CH. Check it. Total number of carbon is 4. 3 carbon, 1 carbon, 4 carbon. Total number of hydrogen is 8. 7 hydrogen, 1 hydrogen, 8. Total number of oxygen is 1. I can write this compound like this. C3H7CHO with aldehyde groups. Then if this group, this is the aldehyde group, then here we need to see how many carbons are there. This part I need to see without this group. This is a group. What the group? It is aldehyde group. With this aldehyde group, how many isomers it can have? We need to see how many carbons are there. If there are 3 carbons here, total number of isomers will be 2. If there are 3 carbons here, total number of isomers will be 2. These two, this and this. You see, this is the group. In the left hand side, there are 3 carbons. With 3 carbons, there are 2 isomers. That means what I have done, I have converted the molecules into this particular form, Rg. Here G is this group that we need to identify from the general formula. Now we need to see how many carbon is there in the R. If there is only one carbon, isomers will be 1. If there are 2 carbon, if there is only one carbon, isomer 1. If there are 2 carbon, isomers 1. If there are 3 carbons, isomers 2. If there are 4 carbon, isomer 4. If there are 5 carbon, isomers 8. It will continue, but in exams question never asked. The question can be asked any kinds, but it is not possible like to remember what are the isomers for carbon number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We cannot do that, and no questions asked like that. Maximum I am sure questions can be asked based upon the 5 carbons in the alkyl group, not beyond that. It has not been asked as of now. Therefore I am assuming that kind of questions, if they ask, it will be biased. They will not do that. I am sure for that. Teachers will not do that. Here, this part we should keep in mind. Other than this group, we need to see in the R part how many carbons are there. If there is 1 carbon, 1 isomers, 2 carbon, 1 isomers, 3 carbon, 2 isomers, 4 carbon, 4 isomers, 5 carbon, 8 isomers. In this case, this is the group, this is the R. How many carbons are there in R? 3 carbon. The total number of isomers will be 2. Total number of isomers will be 2. This compound, when a compound can be aldehyde, the compound can be ketones. Therefore, for this particular molecular formula, what is the ketonic form? Ketonic form I can write like this: CH3, CH2, CO, CH3. I can write like this. Therefore, here, this is the ketonic group. Now we need to see here. Always here you see with the CO group, left hand side there are 2 carbon, right hand side there is 1 carbon. We need to see R. We need to treat this more number of carbon as the R. Larger number of carbon need to consider as the R. Therefore, how many carbon is there in the left hand side? Only 2 carbon. For 2 carbon, what is the number of isomers? Only 1 isomers. This is the isomers. Therefore, with this particular molecular formula, total number of aldehydes and ketones possible is only 3. Total number of aldehydes and ketones possible only 3. First of all, we need to identify what kind of functional groups it can be. Then we need to convert the formula in this particular pattern RG. G is the group, functional group. Then we need to see how many carbon is there in R. If there are 1 carbon, 1 isomers, 2 carbon, 1 isomers, 3 carbon, 2 isomers, 4 carbon, 4 isomers, 5 carbon, 8 isomers. Clear? Let's see one more problem. This part you need to keep in mind. This part you need to keep in mind. That is the thing you should keep in mind. 1 carbon 1, 2 carbon 1, 3 carbon 2, 4 carbon 4, 5 carbon 8. 1, 1, 2, 4, 8. 1, 1, 2, 4, 8. Clear? 1, 1, 2, 4, 8. Clear? Very good. Now let us see the second case. Let us see the second case. C5H10O. That C5H10O, this also fulfill the formula CnH2O. Am I right? My genius, am I right? Yes. Therefore, this also can be either aldehyde or ketone. Aldehydes or ketones? Sure, my genius, sure. It can be aldehyde or ketones. Hello, genius. Okay. Aldehyde or ketone. Therefore, this compound, I can write in this particular form. This is the first. Let me see as the aldehydic group. If I remove 1 carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, how many carbon is left? 4 carbon is left. Carbon 4. How many hydrogen is left? I suppose 9. 9. This is the R part. This is the G part. G part. Therefore, in R part, how many carbon is there? 4 carbon. Therefore, how many isomers will be there? 4 isomers. This molecular formula can represent 4 aldehyde. 4 aldehyde. I have drawn the structure. You check. 1, 2, 3, 4 aldehyde. 4 aldehyde. Now, this compound, as it is, it can be aldehydes or ketones. With aldehydic group, it can have 4 isomers. Now, my genius, with keto group, we need to find the total number of isomers. Let us see. With the keto group, let us consider this as a keto group. How many carbons we have taken in the right hand side? 2 carbon. Therefore, how many carbon we will have in the left hand side? 3 carbons. 3 carbon. We have taken 3 hydrogens. How many hydrogens are left then? 7. 7 hydrogen. This is the G part. This is the your R part. This is the G part, this is the R part. In the R part, how many carbon is there? 3 carbon. For 3 carbon, how many isomers? 3 isomers. For 3 carbon, 3 isomers. I have drawn that. 3 carbon, 3 isomers. For 3 carbon, there can be 3 isomers. This is one, this is one. Again, we can have one. We can have another. These 3 isomers. We can have 3 isomers. 1, 2, 3 isomers. Am I right? Sure? Sure? Okay, done? Sure? Very good. 3 isomers. We can have 3 isomers. Totally, we can have 3 isomers. Now you can think that if I take one more carbon this side, if I take one more carbon this side, like C2H5, then here also lift C2H5. C2H5. That with this group, how many isomers we can have? Only 1 isomers. We can have only 1 isomers. We can have only 1 isomers. We can have only 1 isomers. Clear? Clear? We can have only 1 isomers. Sure? This is how we can calculate the total number of isomers. Let us see the last case, third case. Let us see the last case. Last case. This formula can be amines. This formula can represent amines. Amines can be primary, secondary, tertiary. First we will see the primary amines. Primary amines means this group is the primary amine. Then here carbon 5, hydrogen will be your 11. Check it. 5 carbon, 11 hydrogen. This is the R part. This is the G part. This is the R part. This is the G part. In the R part, how many carbon is there? 5 carbon is there. Therefore, we will have 8 isomers. That 8 isomers I have drawn here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 isomers. My genius. How many isomers I have drawn? 8 isomers. If you know this trick, it requires only second. But if you do not know to draw these 8 isomers, at least you require 4 minutes of time. Even in exam, it's because you will be under high pressure, tension. You may skip some structure. In that case, what will happen, my genius? Negative. Don't do that. Simply try to keep this in mind. 1 carbon 1, 2 carbon 1, 3 carbon 2, 4 carbon 4, 5 carbon 8. We will have primary amines 8. Now let us see for secondary amines. Let us see for secondary amines. For secondary amines we can have like this. NCH3. NCH3. This is called secondary amines. Then how many carbons will be there? There are totally 5 carbon. I have taken 1 carbon here. It will be 4 carbon. 4 carbon, 9 hydrogen. This is the secondary. This is the group. Secondary amine group. This is the secondary amine group. 4 carbon. With 4 carbon, how many isomers we can have? 4. With 4 carbon, we will have 4 isomers. Are you sure? Yes, my genius. You can ask me, is it only the primary amines? Here also only 1 carbon is there. We can have 2 carbons. We can have 2 carbons. These also can represent primary amines. Totally there are 5 carbons. Then in the left hand side, how many carbons will be there? 3 carbons. C3H7. C3, how many isomers? 2 isomers. Now you can say this side 3, this side 2. It will be identical, my genius. Therefore, secondary amines we can have 6. Secondary amines we can have 6. Again, you will require at least 3 minutes of time. Is it possible for us to divert that much of time? Surely no. That's why, my genius, very important. You should know this simple tricks. 1, 1, 2, 4, 8. Now, how many isomers it can have? With tertiary groups. With tertiary groups. Let us check. Let us check. Tertiary groups. tertiary groups. Suppose this is CH3, suppose this is CH3, then totally 5 carbons are there. How many carbons will be there in the left hand side? 3. C3H7. In case of C3H7, this is the your G, this is the R. In the R, how many carbon is there? 3 carbon. For 3 carbon, how many isomers? 2 isomers. 2 isomers. Okay, this is how we can calculate total number of isomers for a given molecular formula without drawing the structure. Only thing we should keep in mind that we need to convert the molecule in this particular form, RG form. Z is the functional groups and R is the alkyl groups. In the R, if there is only 1 carbon, 1 isomers, 2 carbon, 1 isomers, 3 carbon, 2 isomers, 4 carbon, 4 isomers, 5 carbon, 8 isomers. Is it clear? Sure? My genius? Clear? Okay. Thank you.